Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. So recently, two legends have been going back and forth. Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Money Mayweather. Two guys that were considered one of the best or the best of their era. Okay, Roy Jones starting off at 154 and moving himself all the way up to heavyweight, and then finally resting at 175 and fighting out the rest of his career at 175. We had Floyd Money Mayweather, started at 135, moved his way up the divisions, fought as high as 154, and retired undefeated, 49-0, 50-0 if you want to count the McGregor fight. So look, recently, there's been some back and forth between those two guys. Actually, recently there has been, and there has been previously before. It started off, the recent conflict has started off when when Roy Jones stated that he believed Sugar Ray Leonard would have beaten Floyd Mayweather. Now that's just an opinion. He was asked, and he said it. He said his opinion. Now Floyd Mayweather seems to be bothered by opinions, so much so that he had to post a reaction to Roy's statement. And his reaction was, there was no words, it was just a video of him on a big screen watching Roy Jones get knocked out by Antonio Tarver, and I think possibly Glenn Johnson. So, he was trolling him basically, and Roy don't play like that. Roy Jones don't play like that. We do remember, I don't know if you remember, I remember vividly when Fat Joe had made the track Lean Back, right? And that track was made after Antonio Tarver had knocked Roy Jones out, because when Roy Jones got knocked out, it was a big thing. It sent shockwaves down in the boxing world. Roy Jones had been knocked out, out for the count. So it was so iconic that Fat Joe made a tune about it, Lean Back. He never made a tune about that actual thing, but he quoted Roy Jones in the song. Even Roy Jones was forced to lean back, Even Roy Jones, so you can see the quote, even Roy Jones was forced to lean back. So Floyd thought he would make fun of this, and Roy doesn't play like that. He confronted Fat Joe in a nightclub, right? Some of you maybe want to go and watch the video. It's been out there. It's out there. The story's out there on multiple channels, multiple videos. But Roy Jones approached Fat Joe in a nightclub with 8 guys, and there was one particular rapper who was edging and egging Roy on to knock Fat Joe out, knock him out for talking shit. Fat Joe had heard that Roy was in the club looking for him, so he went to confront Roy, and this came from Fat Joe's own mouth. Like, he said the minute he saw Roy, he confronted him, but the first thing he did was grab Roy's wrists. And the reason why he grabbed Roy's wrists is because he was frightened that Roy was going to knock him out, But then he said to Roy, whispered in Roy's ear, listen, bro, you're a legend. I got respect for you, The song wasn't a diss. It was more of a quote, a quote, if you look at it carefully. And he said, listen, I got about 200 Puerto Ricans in here, part of the terror squad. And if you make a move on me, I can't stop them, yeah? I won't be able to stop them, so please, not tonight. Anyway, enough said about that. Who was the greater fighter? Everyone's going to have their opinion on who was the greater fighter. Some people are going to say Floyd Mayweather, some people are going to say Roy Jones. But I will tell you this. During the primes of both fighters, during their primes, I know who I would have broke the bank to go and watch fight. If I had to watch one of them fight in the UK, none of them fought in the UK, I believe. I don't think Roy fought in the UK when he was, an active pro. He might have fought exhibitions over here, but not an active pro. Floyd's never fought out of America. That's one of the reasons why I struggle to give him the greatest of all time status, because he never fought out of America, and in the later stages of his career, everything was on his terms. He picked the referee, he picked the size of the ring, he picked what gloves you're wearing, he picks all of that stuff. And for me, that's if you're picking all of that, then it's going to be, and you're hand-picking the fighters as well. So, you're just basically padding your record. That's what he was doing, is padding his record. Floyd padded his record. The minute he went up to 147, he padded his record. He didn't knock nobody out, and the fights were just boring. I would have paid a king's ransom to watch Roy Jones Jr. in his prime. I remember the fight with James Toney. That was one of the greatest fights, one of the greatest achievements in Roy's career. I remember so many Roy Jones fights. I used to like, if Roy Jones was fighting, I'd be like, right, I'm staying up to watch Roy Jones. Floyd, it'd be like, shall I? I'm not sure. Again, who did Floyd ever beat in their prime? Who did he beat prime for prime? Was there ever a fighter he faced adversity against that? People are going to say Corrales. Okay, Corrales, possibly Corrales, but I don't remember Floyd taking anyone's O, any great fighter's O. Great fighters O. And if he did, how many did he do? 1, 2 maybe? Was there anyone that could actually match him? Don't tell me Zab Judah, because Zab Judah got knocked out before Floyd fought him. Don't tell me Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao got knocked out before Floyd fought him. You got to remember, a lot of these guys got knocked out before Floyd fought them. Yeah. Recently as well, people are talking about people are talking about the Shakur Stevenson fight, and some people are comparing Shakur Stevenson to Floyd Mayweather, and a lot of people are laughing, saying no way, he got hit too many times. Well, I challenge you, go and watch the Marcus Maidana fight. That's all I'm going to say. Go and watch the Marcus Maidana fight. But anyway, look, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm sure from this video you can tell what side I'm leaning towards. But Roy Jones has called Floyd Mayweather out for a fight. Right? He's called him out for a fight. He said, enough of the trolling. I'm a grown-ass man. I said my piece. Right? I did say Sugar Ray Leonard would have beaten you if you were to match up. You've got to remember Sugar Ray Leonard beat Floyd's father as well. And if you got a problem about it, if you got a problem with it, let's do it. Let's do it. Captain Hook versus Money May. Who wins that fight? A lot of people are saying Money May. I think he's too small. But anyway, enough said. Do us a favour. Smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications to get all the new and latest videos.